So can someone give me an example of what a right-wing commentator is? Is like right-wing like Andrew Tate? Is that it? Is like let me Google what this means. Let's see it. Let's get educated, man. Because I'll be real. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle, to be honest. Let's figure it out. Let's see if I'm a right-wing grifter or not. All right. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity than the interest of transnational corporations. That makes sense to me. Economic globalization refers to the increasing integration and interdependence of national economies worldwide, driven by the rapid movements of goods, services, technology, capital. Yeah, it makes sense. Serve the people, not the government, sure. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Hell no. Why the fuck would I do that? No, if my country's done something bad, I wouldn't support it. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I absolutely agree. I wouldn't necessarily say it's foolish, but it is kind of odd. Yeah, that's fine. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Okay, hold up. So is this saying that my race is better than other people's races? Okay, disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I understand this mentality, and usually it's true. Usually it's true. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Sure. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like the police, man. Sometimes you gotta break the law to uphold the law. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay, people are ultimately divided more by class than nationality. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yep, true. Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I think if you control inflation, then that could lead to more employment and more adequate living spaces. So I would probably agree with that. I think that would agree with that, because I do think inflation is what leads to unemployment. Yeah, and also if there's less inflation, then people who are living off of welfare can probably have an easier time living. Okay, because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Absolutely, I fucking hate corporations, 100%. From each according to his ability, to each according to his need, is fundamentally a good idea. Isn't this just communism? From each according to his ability, to each according to his need. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. You know? That kind of makes sense. When you say it like that, that kind of makes sense. But the problem is, like, it's a good idea, but the problem is the practicality of implementing that. This is a really glass half full scenario where you're like, oh yeah, if everybody just gets what they need and nobody takes anything more than that, then everything's great. But the problem is the regulation of that always leads to corruption. And it's like, I feel like this. If you're a little kid, you should be a communist, right? Because like the idea makes sense when you're a kid. But when you grow up, you're like, oh, it would never work though, right? That's the problem. So I think fundamentally it's a good idea, but I don't think the practicality of implementing it is like feasible. But that being said, it's asking me if I think it's a good idea, to which I say, yeah, sure. All right. The freer the market, the freer the people. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. Yeah, I absolutely agree that water costing money is fucking insane. The fact that I gotta pay $3.29 for a bottle of Dasani blows my fucking mind. Communism only works if it's all voluntary? Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense to me. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I also absolutely fucking agree. Yeah. Well, not strongly. I more so agree. I understand why it needs to be bought and sold. I think it kind of is a little bit like, well, why are we doing this? It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Let me Google what that word means. So this means protectionism refers to government politics that restrict international trade primarily to shield domestic industries from foreign competition. Government policies that restrict international trade, primarily to shield domestic industries from foreign competition. These restrictions can take various forms, including tariffs, quotas, and subsidies. Okay. Do I think tariffs are sometimes necessary? Sure. Why not? Like, I can see it going no either way. The problem is doing them properly. It's kind of the issue. The only social responsibility of the company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Fuck no. Doing right by the consumer should be their number one priority. Because without them, they have nothing. The rich are too highly taxed. Yes, I agree. Bro, XQC was taxed 52% in Canada. Brother, if they're taxing him 52% off of what he's making, that means they're doing half of his job. Which means somebody should come in from the fucking tax office and do his job for him every other day. Yeah, no, that's way too highly taxed, I agree. Yep. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. All right, cool. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher... Like, once again, I understand why they're taxed higher, but I find it fucking ridiculous. This means billionaires, not millionaires, or most of them are getting tax evaded without getting caught. I'll be real, man, and I'm just going to say this, man. I think if you're losing half of your income every year, I think that's a little bit too much, man. I do. I do think that's a little bit too much. But plus at the end of the day, bro, taxes, like, they don't even exist, right? They say that we're taking all this fucking money to fix our roads, but I'll be real, I drove over 9 potholes this fucking morning. Anyways, millionaires should be taxed more. Yeah, but you're only saying that because you're broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're just a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're just a hater at that point. You're like, man, fuck him. What does Asmund say? Asmund says that? Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Asmund says the same, though. He wishes to pay more. Good for him, man. I don't. I'm good, man. Yeah, like, listen. I know the right play to be a Pokemon or to be a Hassan and say, oh, man. Yeah, millionaires? Oh, dude, strongly disagree. Oh, this is crazy. We need to eat the rich. We need to tax them more. Nah, I'm good, man. I think it's crazy. Yep, I think that shit's crazy. Anyways, those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Nah, I feel like everybody deserves the same treatment of our doctors and our nurses. I understand where they're going, but I think that creates a very slippery slope for our nation as a whole. Here's the thing, man. This whole rich or too highly taxed thing, I think them losing 52% of their money already is fucking insane. But here's a better idea. I think our government should just pull their heads out of their ass where it's not reliant on their citizens to get them out of the debt that they got us all into. My opinion. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Absolutely. 100%. A genuine free market requires restriction on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Absolutely agree. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. So here's my stance on abortion. I feel, once again, I'm pro-life. I want to make that very clear. I'm not going to hide this from you guys. Unless I believe if the woman was raped or it's a product of incest or the mother's life is in danger, I feel like they should have the kid. I think a lot of kids are aborted due to negligence, and I think that's a very sad thing. I think it also depends on when do you believe a human is a human. Obviously, that's very much debated, but I feel like if you're getting an abortion after 3 months, it's taking seed, I just don't really like it too much, man. Yeah, I'm not really a fan about that. So I'm going to disagree slightly. Abortion when a woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. Because I do think there are scenarios where abortion should be okay. But I think it's kind of disgusting because I lived in a town where everybody was getting knocked up and everybody was getting aborted. This was El Paso, Texas. And I just find it disgusting when these people are going out there. They don't know what a condom is. They don't know. I'm cool with contraceptions. You can use Plan B. I don't care. But like, I feel like if you're having raw dog sex, you get a chick pregnant, either get that shit aborted within the first 3 weeks or just realize it. But that's a human life. Anyways, all authority should be questioned. Absolutely agree. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Slightly agree. That can lead down a very slippery slope because if you do an eye for an eye, the whole world becomes blind. But that being said, if somebody fucks on you, you got to fuck on them back. Techie, you don't know if you're pregnant in 3 weeks? I don't think that's true. A home pregnancy test is generally reliable around 2 weeks after unprotected sex. Yes, you can. Well, maybe my numbers are getting mixed up, but I'll be real. If you're having raw, unprotected sex and you're taking full loads in your pussy, What do you think's gonna happen? Like, what are you taking that shit by accident? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's that? Like, get on birth control, brother. Use a condom. Pull out. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Yeah. Sure. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I do. I think we will become a society of barbarians if our youth, the next generation, are not willing or required to get educated. So I'm going to strongly disagree with that. I feel like every child needs to get an education, 100%. All people have their rights, but it's better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep their own kind. No, hell no. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Absolutely not. If you have to hit your child to discipline them, you have failed as a parent. Absolutely. You have failed as a fucking parent 1,000,000 fucking %. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I mean, yeah, that's true. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. I also 100% agree. Yeah, I think the fact that marijuana is illegal is a fucking joke. Just make it universally available to everybody and then just tax the shit out of it, just like beer. Now, that being said, I don't do marijuana, but I see no reason for it to be illegal. Yeah. Once again, not a druggie. But if you can drink beer, there's not really any difference between beer and marijuana. Yeah, I find it kind of ridiculous how you can say, yeah, you can go to war at 18, but you can't toke. You can't smoke marijuana or drink beer till you're 21. What the fuck is that? The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. True. People with serious and heritable disabilities should not be allowed to oh my God. No, I'm good, man. That's crazy. The most important, like, I understand, like, it'll lead to the betterment of society. Like, that's just fucking insane. That's like such a cruel thing. You know, that's far too cruel. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Yeah, I would say I feel like without discipline, you're pretty much a failure as a human being. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like some of these motherfuckers of, like, indigenous tribes living on islands where they, like, eat people are, like, low-key different than these Asians who go and play gachapon in their fucking pachinko machines. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a big difference. So, yeah, nah, I disagree. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I absolutely agree. 100%. If you can work a job, you should be working a job. My opinion. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Yeah, I agree. I try not to dwell on the past. First-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I don't know about that. I mean, I guess I get it. I guess there might be like a language barrier. It's kind of hard, don't you think? This one's kind of hard. I can see it going either way. I guess this is a very, like, definitive statement, so I'll disagree with it due to the fact that it's, like, trying to be very objective, that, like, there's no examples whatsoever. If it were to say on average, I would probably say agree, but universally, I don't know about that. What's good for the most successful corporation is ultimately good for all of us. Fuck no. Jesus, fuck no. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. No broadcasting institution, however independent, its content should receive public funding. Is this saying that, like, PBS is bad? I feel like it's important for the poors to have a channel to watch on their TV that doesn't have cable. So I'm going to disagree with that slightly. I feel like it's fine for some channels to receive public funding if they're for the betterment of our society's entertainment culture. Our civil liberties are excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. This one I'm kind of like too uninformed on, but I would say a lot of the changes, like airports, are definitely, I don't know if it's excessively. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. A significant advantage, well, is it? Let me Google this. The U.S. Patriot Act of George W. Bush has meant counterterrorism has come into question with the level of which it violates the civil rights of its citizens, including the opening of special detention facility of Guantanamo Bay, harsh treatment and interrogation process. Okay, I guess so. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay the process in the democratic political system. Yeah, plus I guess the cool thing about having laws that operate from state to state. Wait, what? What's wrong with this one? Dictatorship, let's go. Wait, this is about dictatorship? Wait, how is this dictatorship? That means dictatorship? Oh, I thought this was about like each state in the United States have different laws. So like if you're a member of the United States, you can move to the state of which has like the rules and regulations that you can bear with the most. So that's not what that means? No, that's not what that means. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, great. Okay, great. That's why I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you guys. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Nah, I feel like this shit low-key annoying, no? I feel like this shit's like low-key annoying as fuck. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's just so fucking inconvenient. It sucks ass. I hate when I go to Pornhub and I have to show my face to the fucking camera before I just crank my hog to Mandy Muse. It's like, bro, come the fuck on, man. Like, let me be anonymous in some regards. The death penalty should only be an option for the most serious crimes. Absolutely, 100%. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I mean, honestly, yeah. It would be really nice if everybody could just get along forever, but that's just like not how it works. Like, that's just not how it works. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. Agree, abstract art is dumb as fuck. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Punishment more important than rehabilitation? It would be cool if like punishment worked and everybody could go back to normal, but like that's just not really how that works. It also really depends on the crime, right? I'm gonna disagree with that. It's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Yes, I agree. I think there are some criminals that are just like, they're too far gone, sure. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Strongly disagree. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be housemakers. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Listen, all I'm saying is, if I was a woman fighting for if I was a woman and I saw other women out there fighting for my right to get a job, I would say, bitch, why are you ruining my life? Just let me take care of these kids and take care of the house, and there it is. Listen, I'll just be real. I think that moms, on average, like way more on average, are way better than dads at being a homemaker. Like, women just have this innate ability to care more than men, and they're just better at it. They're just better. I don't know why, and once again, not all dads are worse than mothers. There's a lot of great single dads, but I just think that I'm old school. You know what I mean? Like, the guys gather the money, they pay for everything. The woman takes care of the house and takes care of the kids. You know, like that's what a normal functioning household looks like to me. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe this is a bad take, but yeah, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Yep, I slightly agree. But that being said, obviously, I think every woman should be allowed to do whatever they want, but I just know that moms make better parents than dads do for their kids. So that makes sense to me in a normalized society. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, no, I strongly agree. I firmly believe in global warming. I don't really know how to disagree with global warming. It's very apparent that it's happening. And I do think that we need to do something about the climate. Like, what I was thinking was, maybe we get everybody on Earth to all open their refrigerators for like a month straight at the same time, right? And then that'll just cool down the environment. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or like maybe we take a bunch of ice and we put it into the ocean. And then we fix it that way. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I think if you don't make peace with the, well, it depends. That also means like, does that mean blindly rolling over and accepting it? So like, let me see here. So if you accept it for the reality of what it is, you can live a happier life. But that can also mean blindly accepting a society that is unjust and problematic and fuck over the generations to come. So me personally, I think I disagree. It's for those who come after. I don't think you should blindly accept everything your government wants to do. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. I strongly disagree. I used to believe this. When I was 18, but no. Everybody has their own moral compass. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. I'll be real, like, I'm a charity, like, conspiracy theorist. I really just feel like charities, like, just don't be doing shit. Like, I feel like there's so many scummy charities. Like, it's like you have to, like, vet through, like, 99,000 charities to find a good one. But that's just my opinion. Some people are naturally unlucky. I absolutely agree. Yep, just look at enviosity. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. No, you don't need that in schools. You don't. As a religious man myself, or at least a spiritual man, I don't think you need to teach the kids about that. I think when you're forcing people to learn about religion, that's when they become atheist. It's like the old saying, what's the quickest way to become atheist? Have Christian parents. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. No, I disagree. I used to think this. I used to think this. But then I realized that before you lock into a marriage, making sure that you're sexually compatible is like super important. And figuring out the trials and tribulations of what's good and what's bad is great. So yeah, no, I don't think it's usually immoral. I do think there is sex that is immoral. I think if you sleep around, you're just a piece of shit, to be completely honest. And I think like you're just like wasting your seed. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I strongly agree. No, absolutely. I think gay kids can raise, or gay people can raise kids, 100%. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yeah, absolutely. Why would porn not be legal? What the fuck? What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. I absolutely agree. No one can naturally feel homosexual. No, I disagree. No, I strongly disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I disagree. I think you can go further. All right, cool. Well, I mean, that being said, the pride parades are a little bit much. Like, these people, like, walk around with their dicks out is insane. It depends. Do we want to make the extremists set the rule? That's kind of like the problem. You know what I mean? And I think we will. I think this is saying in totality, I do think it has gone actually pretty far. I think the pride parades are a little bit fucking nuts. All right, what's this? So, where am I? Okay, what does this mean? Does this make sense for me or no? Am I a fucking libtard? Wait, but I keep getting told that I keep being told that I'm far right. Why do I keep getting told that I'm far right? Am I crazy? Like, I'm so confused. You're far right because Hassan is extremely far left? Not accurate. I'm a Maoist. See the left line? Hold up. You're far right of that left line. Oh, I see. Anything that isn't far left equals far right. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I still don't even know how to even be far right. I just don't get it.